Bill O'Reilly. Facebook began another round of purges yesterday. How long before they get to you and me?
You know, I don't know much about that world. We use it on BillO'Reilly.com.
The Facebook machine?
Yeah, I mean, to get the stuff out.
Right.
Because that is a powerful way to do it.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't had any trouble with them. I mean, we use them and we're fairly responsible. However, there are First Amendment protections for organizations that deal with news and public affairs. So,
well, the Poynter Institute yesterday came out and issued a list.
Yeah, I saw that. You were on that list.
Yeah, I'm on that.
That's not. See, the Poynter Institute is really a piffle. A piffle. They're not important.
Is that a word of a day, or are you going to save it for another
piffle,
one? Piffle is a word
with
of
a
the day.
P. Okay. But Facebook is. All right, so the Poynter Institute.
Well, the Poynter
knows,
Institute,
cares.
but no. Poynter Institute.
This and Bill O'Reilly's that, and it doesn't matter.
No, Poynter Institute is respected by the left and people like Facebook, and they use things like the Poynter Institute to be able to change their algorithm and say, no, well, we've discussed this with experts. We're just going with the best experts that are out there that are saying these are, unreliable. I mean, that's how Apple decides who goes in their Apple News.
Argument. What I'm trying to say is that if you have an organization that is being harmed by another organization, and you can prove your freedom of speech constitutional rights are being violated, that other organization is in trouble.
Well, so let me ask you this. YouTube right now is going after people because of copyright laws. Now, you and I know, I appreciate copyright laws. My stuff has been taken, and I have to have attorneys that are watching over our copyright laws.
Sure.
However, there is something called fair use. Now, if you take a whole show of mine and you put it on a platform and you're getting money for it, then that's a problem. However, fair use is something that we all know about. Facebook and YouTube now are going after conservatives by claiming fair use, by claiming copyright laws. And we had a team of attorneys in this week because last week we were flagged like 50 different times for fair use issues. And we're like, wait, this is what you do. You show somebody on MSNBC talking, saying something stupid, and then you comment on it. That's fair use.
Who drove that action against you?
YouTube. MSNBC.
All right. So MSNBC didn't like the fact that you were using clips of their shows.
Yes, and it's not just them. It's not just them, but they were one of the main culprits.
All right. But there is a fairly well-defined fair use doctrine.
Yes, but YouTube,
the FCC,
right? But YouTube is not covered by the FCC.
You don't have a problem.
FCC is not. It does not cover YouTube. YouTube says they have their own rules.
No, but I'm not talking about YouTube. I'm talking about you. You're the Blaze, so you guys don't have any downside. Now, if you want then to say to YouTube, hey, the federal government is fine with what we're doing. Can you explain further why you're giving us a hard time? That puts YouTube in jeopardy.
I remember when I was young and naive.
I think you need to hire me, Beck. I need to come in and take over the whole operation.
I don't know. Okay, so let me go to this. We'll do one more thing on social media. Barack Obama now hired by Netflix to do history programming.
Yeah. Well, Barack Obama is a production company, and I don't begrudge him that.
No.
He can do whatever he wants to do in that area. So he's going to make Barack Obama history stuff, and Netflix thinks that enough people will watch it to make it profitable. I don't have a beef with any of that as long as we know what the production is and who's behind it.
It's really strange, though. It's really strange is I've gone to Netflix with history. No, they're not interested in history. I bet Bill O'Reilly and Glenn Beck could both walk in and say,
look, if I brought something to Netflix, the odds are that I wouldn't. I got 4 movies made from the Killing Books, okay?
Yes.
But the movies that I got made were made by companies friendly.
Correct.
to 21st Century Fox.
Correct.
If I had taken my movies to Spielberg or to Katzenberg or to Disney, I would have got no.
Right.
Because
But
they
here's what
make
you're.
their
But here's what you're.
decisions
Here's
in
what you're.
Hollywood on ideology.
Here's what
Absolutely.
Here's what you're failing to recognize, I think, Bill, and that is the times are changing, and it is the kids are not watching television. They're just not watching it. They're watching everything on YouTube.
I get that. I know.
Yeah, everything is on YouTube, Netflix, Amazon. If we are boxed out of Netflix, YouTube, Amazon, there's no way to communicate to the next generation.
There's going to have to be another company that comes in to do programming, just like Fox News came on the scene to challenge the liberal media 23 years ago. That's what's going to happen. You're not going to change the culture or force private companies to be fair.
Okay, so how do
That's
you?
not going to happen. So another production company is going to have to rise up.
This is theory now, Bill, and I know you don't engage in theory, but I would like to hear your response to my theory. I believe that, Zuckerberg is calling for more regulation. On him, what company ever calls for more regulation? You know what I'd like? You know what we need around here? We need more government inspectors. We need more government regulation. Nobody does that. Nobody does that. He's calling for more regulation. And I think with the moves that are making, you're going to see even the conservatives say, these platforms, they're utilities. It's like the phone. It's a utility. We should regulate those things. I think that the government getting involved and regulating things like Google and Facebook is coming, and it is going to be really, really bad because the socialists in these corporations and the socialists in our government are going to love to have that much control, power, and information.
Well, it's not going to happen under the Trump administration. They won't do it. But if there is a liberal president next time around or in 6 years, then what you're saying is probably going to happen. But there is a lot of money, and I mean big, serious money, on the right in this country. And there's no reason why they can't start to form companies that compete against Zuckerberg and the others, because they would make money. There's a huge audience, as Fox News has proven, that want to see programming that isn't skewed left. And, when it comes right down to it, we don't want government pinheads telling creative people what to do. We don't. But we have to really understand that the entertainment industry, and that encompasses books and movies, is 80% left-wing, and they hire based on their ideology, not on skill or creativity.
And they're only getting worse.
So other private companies have to come up.
We just have Bill O'Reilly.
Well, here I am, and, Stu, I will send your mother a Mother's Day gift if you want to, because she did do a good job with you. So I'm just tell me your name and address off the air.
What about my mom? What about my mom?
I will say my mom would love that, Bill. If you
Beck,
do that,
I got to have a long talk with you.
Wait a minute. What about my mom?
A long talk.
Well, my mom is dead, and thank you very much for bringing up that painful wound on.
I'm gonna pray
brought
for
that
up.
All right, so Bill, let's do just a couple of minutes because I can't take this bar stuff because it is. I watch Nancy Pelosi, and she looks like the Crypt Keeper. She is starting to look crazy. But anyway, I saw.
Are you saying that her face is cavernous? Here's the
yes, word of the day for Nancy Pelosi: cavernous. Yeah, she just looks like she's had better days and should have stopped with plastic surgery long ago. But
you know what this is all about, right?
What, bar?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, tell me.
Okay. So, and this is a very important story. The Wall Street Journal zeroed in on it today. Next week, the Horowitz report, Michael Horowitz, Inspector General,
yes,
Department of Justice, comes out.
Right.
And Joe DeGeneva on BillO'Reilly.com said there's 100% certainty that there'll be criminal referrals. Has to be Comey and McCabe, the two top FBI guys. Now, if that's true, and Horowitz comes out and says we have to charge members of the FBI and perhaps other agencies because they violated federal law, all of that's going to come back on Nancy Pelosi and the Democratic Party. Now, who's going to do the prosecution? Barr. So they have to try to destroy Barr now before the stuff comes out, so that people.
Okay, hang on.
Well, it's Barr doing it.
How
you see what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I do, and I know this about next week, and we haven't talked about it because I don't want to be the media that was always saying, there's a report and everybody's going to jail. Donald Trump will be burned at the stake, and then it didn't happen.
I'm citing my sources. Barr himself says the report's going to come out.
Yeah, I know that it's coming out. How
DeGeneva is about as savvy a Washington lawyer as you can get. And, that's what he told me. All I can do is report. So I don't think there's any doubt that Nadler and Schiff and Pelosi and Schumer are scared because this changes the whole narrative from Trump did something wrong to Hillary Clinton's campaign and the Democratic Party did something wrong. And that's going to hurt them in the election of 2020.
Okay, speaking of the election of 2020, I saw a poll that came out yesterday where they ran all of these crazies against Donald Trump, and only Elizabeth Warren loses to Donald Trump by 1 point. How much stock do you put into this?
CNN poll?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Now, Beck, you and I, and even Stu, understand that CNN is not a news organization any longer. So that's like running a poll out of Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. Do you like the Crown Prince? Yeah, we love him.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
It's the same thing. Go ahead.
No, I was just wondering. That's what was my question. How much stock do you put into that that poll?
Zero.
So
can I go to negative numbers?
Yes, you can. But is there, when you're looking at the field, first, let's just go through this field.
Joe Biden.
He's the one.
That's it.
And what is the strategy that you would say if Joe Biden does this, he's got a pretty good chance?
Shut up. That's it. Just wave. He's going to put Stacey Abrams on the second. It's going to be Biden Abrams. They're going to tell Joe, just don't say anything stupid. All right, we'll handle all the stuff.
Not a chance of that.
We're going to run as the second coming of Barack Obama, and they're going to be their strategy. That's what they'll do.
How much do you believe that Joe Biden that Joe Biden actually, I love this, called Barack Obama and said, "No, I don't want you to endorse me"?
That is not true.
No. Really?
Yes. You want to know what happened?
Yeah.
Okay. Here's what happened. Barack Obama went to Joe Biden in 2015 and said, Joe, it would really be better if you did not run for president because Hillary Clinton's got a much better chance to coalesce the party and defeat Donald Trump. So do me this solid. If she doesn't win, then you'll get another chance. Biden did, okay. Here's another chance. So I know for a fact that Obama has given Biden all his precinct machinery. That means office space, people who run local, in each state. Mm-hmm. He's got the whole Obama machine at his disposal. You know what kind of an advantage that is?
Huge.
Just in an organizational capacity.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Obama's never going to come out and say, I'm endorsing Joe. He will, but he's not going to do it now because, he's got all these other people and they don't want him to do that. That would bring a lot of scorn, particularly from the New York Times and Washington Post that don't want Joe Biden. They want a more radical left candidate, okay? So Obama has never been one to put himself up for scorn. So he's not going to say anything until it gets much closer to the convention.
Who do you think is the number two? If it's not Biden, who's his biggest competition?
So if, say, Biden is kidnapped and disappears into the jungles of the Amazon.
Sure, okay.
Who is the next one?
Yeah.
Wait.
Think about it. We're up against a break, and this is too
All
good.
right,
I mean, the broadcaster in me is just screaming, "Don't let him answer. Wait till after the commercial break." We'll do that with Bill O'Reilly when we come back. Stand by. Welcome to the program, back with Mr. Bill O'Reilly. Now that you've been in the isolation chamber here for a few minutes and you've had time to think, if it isn't Joe Biden, aliens come down or over a wall in Mexico, and then we all look at each other and say, aliens? That's not an alien. Aliens are from the sun. What kind of hate monger are you? We have that conversation, and then we notice Joe Biden is gone somehow. Bill O'Reilly, who is the guy or the woman, God forbid it wouldn't be a woman or a white woman. Who's the next person that you think could win?
Well, it all has to do with the voters. So if you look at the primary system, the way it's set up, Bernie Sanders will do okay in the radical precincts of Iowa. So will, Beto O'Rourke may do all right there. Who's ever crazier? All right, because that's so far left, those caucuses. Then they go to New Hampshire, which, again, in the Democratic primary in the Granite State, right next to Bernie, he's always done well there. He beat Hillary Clinton last time around. So he might do okay, but there's no way on earth the Democratic Party is going to nominate Bernie Sanders running against Donald Trump. I mean, you might just exhume George McGovern's body and put him in there weekend at Bernie's. I mean, it's not going to happen.
So but wait. He is way ahead, is he not? Isn't Bernie Sanders?
Yeah.
No, it's Biden. It's Biden now. It's Biden. You're right. But he is
around 15 to 18 with Biden in, and the others are 10 and down. But if you look at the others, if you look at all of them, there isn't one that is capturing the imagination of the Democrats.
So
because they're all pretty much the same. There's no difference.
Right, but how do you
amusing when they debate?
How do you capture the socialist wing with Biden? Is it
he doesn't need them?
He doesn't need them.
No, because most Democrats just hate Trump. And if they think that Biden can beat Trump, they'll vote for Biden. Nobody's going to stay home and say, well, I'm a socialist, I'm not going to vote for Biden. When Trump's running against them, they'll all vote for Biden. They may not like him, but they'll vote for him because they hate Trump so much. So that's what Biden is. Biden doesn't have any policies. He can't come in and say, well, I'm going to make the economy better. He's not. He's not going to make it better. It's, look at Trump. We hate him. Vote for me. That's his whole campaign, 100% of it. I'm not Trump. And Americans are going to have to decide whether they want a vibrant economy, if it stays that way, or are they going to vote personality? That's what they're going to have to decide.
I want to talk to you about the economy, because the economy, is booming. And we now have the lowest unemployment rate since 1969. Our wages are now, I think the average wage is like $26 an hour, which is
what I'm
up
making
for the first
this
time.
Show.
Oh, you're lucky to make that on this show.
I know.
What does the economy look like going forward, especially when Donald Trump just approved a $2 trillion stimulus package?
But that hasn't passed.
It's going to.
All right, he said to Pelosi and Schumer, yeah, I'll go along with it. But once the Republicans get it, they'll knife it, and then they'll want to throw in illegal alien stuff in it and Sanctuary City stuff. It's probably not going to pass.
Really? Is that only because they'll pass it if he's elected? They'll pass it.
After the election, they may pass it. But look, here's the deal. The economy is very strong now. It doesn't mean it's going to be very strong a year from now. You know how fast things move in this world.
I know.
China looks like right now they're going to make a deal with the United States that will be economically beneficial to our country. It looks like it'll happen. That'll be another layer of Trump's success in economic precincts. So you have to assume that Trump's going to come into the 2020 campaign with a very strong economic resume, particularly compared to Barack Obama's 8 years. So that's Biden's deficit. What is Biden going to say? We did well for 8 years? He's going to blame George W. Bush, and everybody's going to go, come on. But that's the only way he has to go.
Yeah.
He has to blame Bush for 8 years? I mean, that's like saying I'm going to take over the Kansas City Royals, and 8 years later you don't make them better, and you're blaming the previous manager. Hey, you had 8 years. Shape it up. All right? So Trump's got a tremendous advantage in the economy, and he's got the emotional issues of illegal immigration. What are the Democrats going to say? We oppose illegal immigration? They don't. We try to stem it. We try to have a responsible immigration policy. Are Democrats going to actually say that? They don't. What are they going to say about ISIS? ISIS ran wild for 8 years under Barack Obama. Trump slapped it down in 2. What is Biden going to say? I was tough on ISIS. You didn't even want to get Osama bin Laden, Joe Biden. You voted against that in that little confab you had in the White House. You were the guy who said, don't go into Pakistan and get him. So
well, it was a tough
decision. I destroyed Biden on every issue. So it comes back to Trump's personality.
So it comes back to really what we fought in 2016, which was anybody but Hillary. Now it's anybody but Trump.
Right.
But Hillary...
The Democrats have a big problem. And you'll never know that by reading the press and CNN polling. CNN polling, I love it. Well, we're going to call up 10 Democrats and 1 Republican. That's what they do. What they do.
But what we had with 2016 was anybody but Hillary, and that's one reason why Trump won. However, Hillary wasn't the president with a good economy behind them. And people don't like change when things are generally going well.
Never underestimate the power of Donald Trump to blow something up.
No, I know.
When you guys read my book, and I'm wrapping it up, I got to hand it in next week. The United States of Trump, the history of
Send
Trump.
me a copy early, will you, Bill? Send me a copy.
You guys are going to be amazed. But as a tactician, a political tactician, Trump is doing very, very well. But but any day, anything can happen.
Oh, I know. It's a ticking time bomb. It's just a ticking time bomb. All right. Bill, thank you so much. We'll talk to you again. Your new book does come out in September.
You can pre-order.
When does my mom get it?
Have you pre-ordered it, Beck? Have you ordered it?
I have. I actually have, Bill.
When does my mom get her copy?
When it comes out, because I can't do that. But I'm going to send it with more Chamonix. I'm going to send it 2 things.
No, he's serious. He would love for his mother to get a signed book from you.
I mean, killing the SS, she'd be happy with that.
She'd be happy with that. He would be the son of the year.
Very, very quickly to your mom. What's your mom's name?
Anne Marie.
Anne Marie, 1 word or 2?
2.
With an E on the end or no?
On both of them, yes.
Okay. Anne Marie, I will send her a signed copy of Killing the SS. A little grisly. She going to be okay with that?
She can handle it.
She grew up with him.
She raised me.
Is not a problem.
Bill O'Reilly, thank you so much, brother.
Thanks for having me in, guys.
Have a good weekend. We'll talk to you next week. Bill O'Reilly from BillO'Reilly.com.